A couple of weeks ago, I have realized that I had enough of distractions everywhere, and all this mess was just really pushing me down. And I went all in and had a 7-day digital detox. And spoiler alert, it didn't go as I planned, and the results were not also what I expected them to be. In this video, I have decided to share with you what exactly I did, how it went, and what is the outcome and my conclusions. So, if you're interested, let's go. But before we do, hi, if you're new here, my name is Olga, and on this channel we talk things like organization and planning and just trying to put ourselves together and keep ourselves put together in this chaotic, messy world of ours. So again, if you're interested, please hit a like button, subscribe to my channel, and let's go with the story. So first things first, I had very strict rules. I had a clear vision of what I am eliminating. First, Instagram, second, YouTube. Then it was complete elimination of Telegram channels where I dig in and search for random information about the world and news and whatever. Number 4, eliminating ChatGPT. Number 5, eliminating audiobooks, because I felt that this is also a big source of distraction for me when I'm going out for a walk. I always have something in my ears, some voices telling me whatever stories they do. I just wanted to get rid of that completely. And last but not the least, no binge watching anything. So basically, those were the main rules that I had, and I also have come up with a list of some alternatives which helped me a lot along the way. And in a classic way, I have started on Monday and it went fine. And also I need to mention that mornings were totally fine. Yes, I had set my alarm on my phone all the time, but I would just turn it off and I go on with my day. You know, it was not like some sort of big distraction. I also turned off Wi-Fi and my mobile network for the night, so there were no notifications, no anything on my phone. I was not distracted by it in any way. Have I introduced any new habits during mornings? No, actually, I didn't. I was just, minding my own business, sometimes doing the morning journals, focusing a little bit more on my Spanish homework, things like that, having breakfast and just, going on with my life. So mornings are totally fine, and I think this is one of the most important parts of the day, and I definitely do not want to get infected with other people's lives and opinions and things. First thing in the morning, I really enjoyed having my head clear for the first part of the day. Hey, honorable mention, I don't know about you, but some people, they tend to watch something when they eat, like maybe a YouTube video, or they would listen to an audiobook, or I don't know, anything, something like that. Turn on the TV. In my 1-week experiment, I have completely eliminated that. So during eating hours, I would have to, either talk to my boyfriend or look out the window or just do nothing. And you know what? It was weird. And I hate technology for that it made it weird to just be there, present in the moment, eating your food. But somehow I have managed to do this, and yeah, it was all right. Work hours were also quite all right. My biggest distraction usually when I work is YouTube, because I work from home using my laptop, and there is a tab with YouTube that you conveniently can open and just lose yourself in the endless world of content. But now I couldn't do it. So anytime I would feel the urge to watch something, I would usually stand up, I would move around, maybe do a little workout, maybe, I don't know, go play with a cat or do something around the house. So something like that, something small. Plus, on top of that, somehow the week has been really intense when it comes to work. So honestly, I didn't really have that much time to waste, and I constantly had to work. So I guess thank you, work, for keeping me busy and also keeping me away from my phone and social networks. But here is an important thing to note, is that somewhere towards the midweek, maybe around Wednesday, Thursday, I started to feel actually sad with no apparent reason. Like literally sad. I think the reason is that, and I'm no scientist, or I don't know, I'm a nobody, but I think the reason was that this dopamine that I kept on getting from that constant flow of information, of content, of stories, it was gone, and my brain was feeling kind of lonely. And I tried to fill in some other activities in my free time, but generally I wouldn't say that I was making sure my brain is always having something to do, having fun, being distracted. So I think it was like a setback from the addiction that I have developed. And it continued to be like that for a couple of days until maybe around Friday, I started to feel more normal and like myself. Actually, I haven't thought about that, and I totally did not expect that to happen, but it did. And yes, I think this is an alert for everybody out there being consumed by social media that yes, it can be hard to get away, it can make you sad. But there's definitely a light at the end of the tunnel. So after work hours were also quite okay. I would go out, I would walk, nothing in my ears. I would be doing people watching and birds listening, some on one day, I even occasionally saw a cat, actually a couple of cats, which was super fun. And, I was just there. There were so many thoughts in my head. It's crazy. And I think this is one of the things that is usually being like pushed down by listening to something as you walk, despite the fact that I want to feel like, yes, if I'm listening to an audiobook or a podcast, I'm being productive, la la la. It's not about being productive. I think in many, many ways, it's about being distracted. So there were thoughts, and I was thinking them, and I was trying to reflect on them, and it was all right. I mean, listening to myself is very important, especially in the time when I was starting to feel sad. And it helped me realize the reasons of my sadness better and not just, go deep there in that state of mind. So I expected weekend to be the biggest channel, and actually it was a little bit of a challenge, especially on the weekend. And on Saturday, I cleaned everything, like everything I could in my house. You name it, I cleaned it. Everything was super, super clean, which is also really good. And then luckily I went out. And as for the weekend, I just made sure to have some activities planned, like my niece visited me and we went to museum with my friends, and then we also went to the restaurant, had a couple more walks, and then also me by myself, I would go around and walk and I would read books. I found myself out there in the city center without any books, so I just went to the bookstore and I bought one, and actually bought four, which I should not have because I have a limitation on buying books because I can't read all of them. So yeah, I read a book and I was just walking around in the park, and here is a piece of wisdom I wanted to share with you at one of those random moments. So right now, walking in the park with my books, yeah, the books are over there, I can't help but think that it's actually sad. Like, going offline makes me feel sad because I can't help but think about the past times when we did not have internet. And yes, it is a blessing, but it is obviously a curse. And it is given so much, but it's just taken away also a lot. And like with many other things like that, it is so important to be mindful about what you do. But since it is everywhere and all of those algorithms, it just makes it hard to stay mindful and conscious of what you're doing. And I don't know. I don't want to go completely offline, but at the same time, I feel like it's easier to go completely offline rather than try to keep a balance. I don't know if you agree or not, but honestly, I feel like it is. And also the fact that everybody around is using social networks intensively doesn't help, because I'm not starting yet, but I think I will eventually start to feel FOMO because of that. 1 week is not that long of a time to make me start feeling like this, but eventually I think I will, because I wanna keep up. I'm interested to see what is going on in other people's lives. So it is complicated. It is complicated, and that makes me sad. So generally, I just want to jump straight to conclusion. First, it was not hard. Like, honestly, 7 days sounds really simple. Second, I think more days would be way harder. Third, I went back to Instagram today and I didn't feel anything. And honestly, I didn't want to be there. Okay, I'm lying. I felt something. I felt annoyed. It's like too much information. And what annoys me as well is the fact that I know and I understand that I need to be more mindful and I need to find a way to filter out all of this nonsense coming out of the screen of my phone or my laptop, but it takes some time. And my brain is becoming resistant to tasks that require effort. So I just need to pull myself together and find a way to unsubscribe, filter, and apply some things in my life. Because honestly, I'm not planning to go completely offline, although I think we would all benefit. Okay, maybe not businesses or bloggers or anybody, but just for some time, you know? I think we can all benefit from going offline from time to time and just, reconnecting with ourselves. Because next thing, of course, I want to mention is again that feeling of sadness. I was first sad because I didn't have a source of distraction and dopamine. Then I was sad about realizing how much society is affected by all of this and how cruel these corporations are. And generally, in the end, I was sad because this is part of our reality that we sort of cannot go away from. Like, there is no perfect compromise. It's either go completely out and then miss out on a lot of things, or try to navigate this world of social media and not go crazy. So, in the final conclusion, I'm going to try to train myself to be more mindful and to set boundaries and limits when it comes to doing things like scrolling social media, binge watching random TV shows, or even listening to audiobooks, and allowing myself to be more present in the moment and just, I think for the sake of that, you need to have some more activities. And this was why creating a plan of alternatives is very important. And I really advise you to spend some time doing this, because without alternatives, you're basically going to waste your time and, feel not so good in the end. So guys, this is it for today's video. I'm going to continue with my digital detox, but maybe not 100%, but I'm gonna definitely slow down on the consumption, because yes, it has definitely got out of hand and now I feel so much better. And there is so much clarity in my mind. I don't want to waste that. So that's my story. If you have a story to share, then share with me and all of us in the comment section. I would really appreciate it. Anything, any thoughts, please come on in. And other than that, I wish you guys to have the most beautiful, amazing, and beautiful day. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.